On October 26th, the San Mateo area in San Pedro Town was the recipient of a substantial and generous donation. Glenn Wilson of the Bay Trust Corporate Services Limited handed over a check for $50,000 to Honorable Manuel Heredia Jr. and the San Pedro Town Council. Area Representative for Belize Rural South, Honorable Heredia, explains how this donation came about.
I've known Glenn Wilson for a while now, for a few years now since he came to Belize. I think he first started to come in the early 90s. He came to Belize, and then he established a business, a trust company, which has its offices upstairs of the Arguelles building in Belize City. And then Glenn have always been looking as to how he can give back to Belize. Since he's making money in Belize, he believes that he's supposed to give back to this country also. But because he loves San Pedro so much, and in particular, I believe that San Pedro, he owns one of the past villas. And then so, speaking with him, he says, you know, Manuel, I go around San Mateo. I've heard what they say about San Mateo. And I believe that since I want to help the country, this can be one of my first projects over here. And hence, he decided to look at the amount that he can donate for the streets of San Mateo. This one, we have to be clear, is specifically for the streets in San Mateo, and hence today is the result of these conversations with Glenn Wilson, and then I believe that it will go a long way.
San Mateo residents for long have been clamoring for assistance in building the roads within their area. With over 300 families now calling the area home, it is imperative that the roads get fixed. This venture is a joint one between Bay Trust Limited and the San Pedro Town Council. Mayor Daniel Guerrero explains more.
I think a contribution of this nature that Mr. Glenn Wilson, a friend of the Honorable Minister Manuel Heredia, and he's the owner of the Belize Trust International Limited. It touched his heart when he came here the first time, but because of the positive work that the San Pedro Town Council has been doing, and he knew also, he learned that we just recently had a meeting with the PUC, and he said that we are really putting all our efforts to really develop this area. So it touched his heart, and he came up with the idea with the $50,000 that will be used strictly for material. The town council will do the labor. So that is approximately about 4 to 5 barges full of materials, and wherever it reaches, the council will pick up the rest and continue the project. We will try to open every single street here at San Mateo, just like we're doing at San Pedrito and the DFC. We want to have all the roads and streets for San Pedro open and accessible to the public, to the students, to everybody.
According to Glenn Wilson of Bay Trust, the roads are only the first step in getting San Mateo to where it needs to be. With the fixing of the roads, San Mateo will be ready to allow other infrastructure into the area.
Then at least the BEL would be able to come in and install the electricity, get the poles in. Some people already have their meters installed and they're just waiting, but BEL will not do anything.
Why is this a project of this magnitude important to your company?
It's important because we feel that the welfare of people in Belize, we put it like this, we employ a lot of people in our office in Belize City. We are supporting Belize in that way, but there are other ways we take out of Belize as well. So therefore we need to put something back in. And we feel that this is a way of putting back in something to say thank you for letting us operate out of Belize.
Definitely also, Kenny, there is possibilities that probably before Christmas I will be able to get money for the electrification of a good section of the San Mateo area where we have now the proper infrastructure. BEL will not do anything unless you have the proper infrastructure. Likewise with WASA. So at this point, we have decided to work on the streets now. All monies will be starting probably next week, ordering the material and getting on board and making sure that by Christmas you will see a big improvement over here. And we are looking into other organizations also that will be able to assist We are looking at the cabinet level also that I had presented a proposal over there that the Ministry of Work is putting together and eventually applying probably to the World Bank. I definitely want to talk to the residents of San Mateo because they have been very cooperative with us. I think many of the residents over here have put their little grain of sand into the infrastructure of this area. But in particularly, I think in a big way, I must thank Mr. Glenn Wilson for his magnificent effort, and hopefully he's planning that in the future he might be able to do more for our island and for the rest of Belize.